Hey guys, what's going on? Jamie here. Wanted to do another quick video for you guys. In this video, we're going to do something a little bit different. I've been asked so many times over the last couple of weeks, or actually over the last couple of months, what my favorite platforms are or what my top platforms are. And I never really did a video on that. But in this video, I'm going to go ahead and give you my top 7 passive platforms currently in my portfolio. Okay. I'm going to rank them in order and give you my thoughts. Now, real quick before I get started, do want to remind you guys that I am not a financial advisor. Never take anything I say as financial advice. In this space, you need to do your own research and due diligence, guys. There is risk involved in any platform. Some platforms are riskier than others, but make no mistake about it, there is risk in every platform. So you need to make sure you're only putting in risk capital, guys. Okay, funds that you can afford to lose. All right. Also, follow me on Telegram. I will leave a link for that down below. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon so you'll get notified straight away whenever I do a brand new video. All right. So, real quick, guys, I want to be very clear that even though I'm going to give you my top 7 platforms currently, number one, this can change on a dime, right? This is a very fast moving space. And sometimes things will happen, platforms will go sideways without any warning. And this list that I have is it's constantly fluid, right? I'm adding platforms, I'm taking away platforms, I'm kind of maneuvering through this because again, platforms, something that's hot today or something that's working today may not be hot or working tomorrow. So it's not, if you watch this video a week from now or a month from now or 2 months from now, I guarantee you there's going to be a different, maybe different platforms that I'll have in here. There might be platforms I might not even be in anymore, and there might be new platforms, right? So again, I always kind of shied away from doing these type of videos because I know how fluid this space is. And if I put a video out that says these are my top 7 platforms, somebody might watch it like a month later and it's totally different. Okay. So I want to preface this by saying that this is a fluid list, right? It's never static. It doesn't, there's always something that's going on in the space. Like I said before, and you guys probably already know, this is a very fast moving space. Okay. The other thing is just because I don't have a platform listed in here doesn't mean it's not a good platform. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm in about 20, over 20 platforms. I think last time I checked, I'm in like 23 or 24 platforms. And that's not even counting the staking platforms and the other things that I do that I don't even talk about on video. So just because something's not listed on this list doesn't mean it's not working, doesn't mean it's not paying, doesn't mean it's not a good platform. You might say, well, why did you add it to the list then? There's only 7 spots. There's only 7 spots. I can only put 7 platforms in this list. Why did you pick the number 7? I don't know. I like the number 7. So again, it's seven of my top platforms. But again, there's a lot of platforms that I'm in that I'm not going to list here, or for lack of space, that I make money with, extremely profitable with, great platforms. If you want to check out what those platforms are, go ahead and check out the link tree down below, or you know, uh, watch my Friday recap videos where I go over everything. So in this video, just because I know some of you guys might say, well, you didn't add this video, you didn't talk about this video. Does that mean it's a bad platform? No, it's just that I'm limited with space. Okay. So again, sometimes or some platforms I may not list here. Again, doesn't mean it's a bad platform. The other thing is I'm not married to any of these platforms. Okay. I want to be very clear. I'm not married to any of these platforms, and you shouldn't be married to them either. Okay. What I do with these platforms is I kind of look at it like dating, right? Like if you were in high school or college, right? Or maybe, some of you guys maybe now, maybe you're dating people, right? You're not married to one particular person. You're just dating a whole bunch of people, right? And if somebody doesn't act right or does something that, you know, they do something you don't like or do something that causes you not to trust them, what do you normally do when you're dating that person? You stop dating them, right? And you won't move on to the next person, right? I kind of look at these platforms like that. Like I'm not married to any of them. I'm just dating all of them, right? And if a platform does something that makes me, take a double take or does something that causes me to either lose interest or lose confidence or lose trust, that platform gets put on the back burner and I move on to the next one. Again, never be married to any platform in this space. Okay. You can't be emotionally attached to any platform. Now, does that mean I don't favor certain platforms? I do, right? Does that mean I don't have heavier deposits in some platforms? I do, right? There are platforms that I'm heavier in. There are platforms that I favor. There are platforms I'm a little bit biased to. But make no mistake about it, I'm not married to any of them, right? I'm using them to make passive income, and I'm diversifying and spreading my risk over a lot of different platforms because I never want to get financially devastated if one of them goes away, right? Like when I first started in this space, I was in like one platform, right? And I was heavy in that platform. And guess what? They did an exit scam, okay? And I was caught with my pants down, right? And I was like, man, I just lost everything. I learned the hard way, right? Or early on, I should say, the hard way, not to be in one platform, no matter how much I liked it. Because these platforms have a shelf life. And if I'm all in on one platform, I'm overexposing myself to risk. All right. I learned real quick that I need to diversify and get into several platforms. Now, you may not have to be as diversified as I am. I'm in over 23, 24 platforms. You might just have like three or four or five, and that might be good enough, right? As long as you have your risk spread over different platforms, so if something happens to one of them, you're okay. You'll be good, right? So again, you got to make sure you're not married to any one of these platforms, and you need to make sure. And this is a big one because FOMO hits hard in this space, right? You need to make sure that whatever platform you're in, your initial goal is to pull your seed capital out. Your initial goal should be to pull your initial deposit out. Okay. That way you're risk free. That way you only have house money and profits in the platform. You've pulled out what you put in, it's back in your wallet, and you're only playing with house money. In an ideal world, that's how it would work. Now, it doesn't always work that way because we don't live in an ideal world, but in an ideal world, you want to pull out all your your initial deposit and then only have profits, right? Get to house money as soon as possible. One thing I tell people, or I used to tell people, I don't tell people this anymore because people don't listen anyway, is early on what I did, okay, is I would get into a platform, I would get it going, right? Pull out my initial deposit, have house money and profit working for me in that platform. It's up and running and it's paying me. And I pulled out my initial deposit. And then I go to another platform and put that same capital, that same initial deposit into another platform until I can pull out that initial deposit, and then I have house money and profits paying me with that second one. Then I take that same capital and move it to a third platform, put it in, right? So before you know it, I have three or four things paying me, and I put in and pulled out the same deposit, that same startup capital. I put into one platform, I pulled it out, put it into a second platform, pulled it out, put it into a third platform, pulled it out. And now I have that capital sitting back in my wallet, and I have these three or four platforms that are paying me passive income on a daily basis, right? Ideally, that's how it would work. Doesn't always work that way because things happen in this space, as you guys know. But that's something I did, you know, really, really well early on. Okay, I was doing a wash, rinse, repeat. That's how I would do it. But anyway, let me get back to this. Okay, I'm kind of rambling here. Let me get to these top 7 platforms. And again, I'm going to list them in order, but just because there's a lot of platforms that I could think of just right off the top of my head right now. I'm thinking of 2 or 3 that are really solid, good platforms, but I didn't put it on this list only because of lack of space. So just because I haven't put it on this list, as I mentioned before, doesn't mean it's not a good platform. You might be in one of them and you're like, man, how come you didn't put that one in? I'm in that one. It doesn't mean it's a bad platform. I just am limited with 7 spots, and I'm in a lot of platforms. Okay, so number 7, I'm gonna put here funds. Whoops, why isn't this thing typing here? Okay, solid platform. It's been out for a year, almost a year. Has that been a year? I got to double check, but it's been about a year. We've been in for almost a year, and never had any issues. Never had any issues. The only 2 issues I can think of in that whole span of time that I've been with the platform is the website going down. I think there was 2 times that the website went down. The first time it went down for 48 hours or so. And the second time it went down for about 48 hours or so as well. The first time was because there was, I think there was I don't know if it was a DDoS attack. I don't even remember because it was a year ago, almost a year ago. And the second time they were doing an upgrade or something like that to the platform. But in both cases, they came back. And here's the thing: in both cases, while the website was down, the owners were communicating a lot on social media, on Facebook, on Telegram. They were doing Zooms, so they were over communicating. Um, so there was a lot of confidence in the marketplace. It's like, okay, if these guys are not going to run away because they're 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 out here, they're doing Zooms, they're heavy in social media, they're communicating, they're letting people know what's going on. I've actually had the two of the owners reach out to me on separate occasions saying, "Hey, if you need anything, let us know or let me know. I'll jump on a Zoom. If you want me to do a Zoom for anybody, if there's anything you need, we watched your video, your review video of us. Let me know if there's anything you need." So, I mean, that goes a long way that you have two of the owners, reaching out saying, "Hey, if there's anything I need, let them know." So, again, it's been a great track record. They have a great track record. Now, again, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but so far, my experience with them has been very, very good, very pleasant, and it's been a profitable venture thus far. Okay. So that's number 7. This is number 6. I'm going to put Vortic United. Okay. Now, this is a platform we haven't been in too long. We've been in for, I don't know, a couple of months. The platform, when I first saw it, was about 6 or 7 months ago. I didn't jump in because I had a lot of things that were going on, but I always looked. I kept a loose eye on the platform because it looked like a good platform. I just had too much going on, right? Too much on my plate. Fast forward a couple of months later, I took a second look at it and I said, okay, you know what? This obviously looks like a good deal. They've been solid. Let me jump in, and it's been a great ride so far. Okay, I think we're still early in our journey, um, but it's been great. This one here, you can make up to 9% a week depending on your plan or portfolio. They call it a portfolio, right? Plan, package, whatever you want to call it, but you can make up to 9% a week. They process their withdrawals on Monday. It's been smooth, very, very smooth. Okay. The only issue that I've had with them is early on, I made a deposit and my deposit wasn't showing up on my dashboard. I sent them, I sent them a message using the customer support, just a chat, the chat feature right in the back office, and they got back to me right away and fixed the problem. So, I mean, that was pretty cool because a lot of these platforms have really crappy, customer service. Let's be real. Some of them are non-existent, right? They actually answered me back and fixed it, and they were like, "Hey, are you good? Is everything good on your end?" Like they were double checking with me to make sure everything was good, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." So yeah, very, very good customer service, at least in my experience, and it's been a good ride. I mean, everything is smooth, everything is paying. I'm actually going to be uploading a overview. They just did a recent overview, a full-blown overview with a Q&A with the CEO. I'm going to be uploading that to my channel. It's like an hour long, but it's really informative, detailed, lots of information. I'll be posting that pretty soon here up on my channel. So stay tuned for that. Number 5, it's a platform that we really can't talk about publicly. So again, you need to get into our Telegram. That way you get updates on some of these platforms because not all these platforms I post about, publicly, but it's a sports trading app or bot rather. And I'm going to call this LG. Very, very new still. Okay. It's only been out for, I don't know, a month and change, or what has it been? 6 weeks? Something like that. I got to double check. Man. I lose track of time. I'm the worst with that. But it's still fairly new. And we have a solid team that's growing. Um, This one here, you can earn 1% a day, 6 days a week. Very, very simple comp plan. Again, you don't even have to get involved with the comp plan. A lot of these platforms, they have an affiliate plan, but again, you don't have to get involved with them unless you want to. With this particular platform, it's a binary structure, very easy to understand. And again, this has been very smooth as well. It pays out. The withdrawals have been very smooth. They process all their withdrawals on Friday. Right now, they're doing a promo. There's two promos that they're running side by side. The heavier promo, the bigger promo, is a chance to actually win their actual trading bot or sports betting bot rather. And with that bot, again, this is on top of the actual platform. If you get access to that bot, I mean, it's pretty powerful. Go to my Telegram. I posted about it in there. I'm not going to talk about it too much here publicly, but go inside my Telegram and scroll up, and I posted about what the promo is going to be. But that's pretty powerful. If you get access to that bot, this is in addition to the platform. you can actually leverage that bot to make passive profits on top of whatever you're making with the actual platform. Now, outside of that, okay, let's say you say, well, I can't qualify for that promo. Just use the platform as it is. I mean, 1% a day, 6 days a week, that's solid. Very, very solid. So again, I like this platform a lot. I'll be doing a lot more updates. Obviously, I'm going to be doing over on our Telegram. So make sure you're plugged in there. But I really, really do like this platform a lot. And team is growing. Everything is going great with that platform. No issues whatsoever. If there is an issue, make sure you get to me. I'll make sure it's I reach out to the right person. Your boy knows a few people, and I'll make sure we get it handled. Okay. Number 4 is Bit Sports. Okay. And this is another platform, very, very new. It hasn't even been out for a month yet. It's still very, very new. Pays out 6 days a week, up to 2.4% per day, depending on your package. Yesterday, they paid out 2% on the max package, which is the package that I have. And again, it's a binary structure as well. Again, very, very new. If there's any issues that you might have, I know some people. We can get that handled. I like to get into these platforms. I mean, it's not make or break deal type of thing, but if I know somebody, um, it goes a long way because sometimes there's issues that come up and I need somebody on their end to handle it. And if I have a connect, it's always a good thing. Okay. Doesn't mean I have a connect with all of these platforms. Okay. But it's most of these platforms that I'm showing you here, I do. Okay. But BitSports has been good. It's been really profitable. It's been a good experience. Only issue they had when they first launched was there was a DDoS attack, so their website was in and out and spotty for like 3 days. They fixed it, and then it's been smooth sailing ever since. Okay. Again, quick thing about Bit Sports, you don't see any passive payouts until after 48 hours. So sometimes you guys are putting deposits in, and it's been 24 hours, and you're like in panic mode, messaging me saying, "I don't see anything in my dashboard. I'm not getting paid." When you make a first deposit, your initial deposit, you don't get paid a passive payout until after 48 hours. Now, they don't pay out on Mondays. Okay, why? Because Mondays is a slow day in the soccer world, in the sports world. So if you put in a deposit on Friday, you're not that 48 hours is going to pass. Then it'll be Monday. We don't get payouts on Monday. Tuesdays when you're going to get your first payout. I've had people put deposits in on Friday, and then like Saturday or Sunday, they're messaging me in panic mode saying, "Hey, something's going on. There's a glitch or something." No, it's not. That's how it is when you first make an initial deposit. Now, if you're throwing in, let's say, for example, you're throwing in another deposit, whether you're compounding or putting on, sometimes people put in one deposit and then they'll come back and put another deposit because they want to top up their account. They want to move through the different packages. Each deposit you make is going to have that 48-hour time period. All right. So again, once you get into the flow and you get used to it, it's not a big deal. But Bitports has been doing well. It's been doing well. Again, check it out if you want to see what it's all about. The next platform, again, it's another platform we can't post about publicly, so head on over to our Telegram, right? That's why I tell people get into our Telegram because there's a lot of things we post about that we don't post about publicly. But I'm just going to call it CP, okay? And this platform has been a monster of a platform. It really, really has. We've made a small fortune with this platform. It's been insane, the payouts, okay, because these are, that you get airdropped pretty much. Well, for your package, you get airdropped every month, right? 25%. But then if you're referring people and you have a team, you're getting airdrops pretty much every day. And there's a couple of days where I don't check, and 2 days pass or 3 days pass, and then I go check, and I'm like, holy moly, this is unbelievable, right? But this has been a monster of a platform. Okay, it's been out for about 10 months, give or take. Coming on 11 months pretty soon. But the first 6 months was a private group, right? It only went public like towards the back end of December. So in that sense, it's only been public for 4.5 months, give or take. So it's been crazy just in that short time span. The amount of six-figure earners and seven-figure earners that they have, and a lot of people who may be just on the cusp of breaking six figures or just a little bit below six figures, but are making a great passive income. It is mind-boggling. It really is. It's mind-boggling to me when I look at the stats because they update their stats on inside of their private Facebook group, and they show how many people have X amount of packages or how many people are making so much. I'm blown away. I really am. I'm blown away with that. But yeah, it's been a solid platform to say the least. So that's number three. Number two, I'm gonna put here Solar Road. Okay. And Solar Road has been a monster of a platform. Okay. To think that we've only been in for not even 3 weeks. Okay, coming on 3 weeks pretty soon. And the amount that we're making every single day with this one, that's another one. It just boggles my mind. Okay, now you might say, why is it at number one then? Because it's fairly new. You know, I like to have things that have a track record, at least a couple of weeks or a couple of months, right? This one here, we've only been in for less than 3 weeks, and the platform itself, it hasn't even been a month. Now, that being said, that's the time to get in with some of these platforms, right? So I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that it's new. I'm saying it's a good thing, right? Depending on how you look at it. But this has been a monster of a platform. They have, you know, you could make up to 1.2% per day. You don't have to lock in your funds. If you want to get involved with mining their SOD token, you make 1.5% a day with SOD mining. The SOD token itself is already at 11x since it started. It started at $20 when they first started. Last time I checked this morning, it was at 230. I think it was $236, which is mind-boggling. Because again, it's only been, it's coming on a month that it's been out, and their growth token, their SOD token, has already 11x. And the comp plan, if you build a team, game over. It's game over. Like we have people that are building teams inside of our team that are doing extremely well. Four figures a day that they're making with Solar Road. A day, not a month, a day. Then we have a lot of people that are making a couple $100 a day. It's been mind-boggling. It's been mind-boggling the growth. I'm like, man, what's it going to be like in 30 days, right? Or 60 days with this thing. Now, I'm not saying it's risk-free. All of these have risk, right? I just told you all of these have risk, but it is it's powerful. Okay, get yourself to a point where you pulled out your initial deposit and you only have house money and profits in it, and then just ride the wave, right? I mean, it's awesome. Okay, so that's number two. Again, I have links for all these, by the way, down below, so you can check them all out. And then number one, I'm going to put here drip faucet. Okay, now again, there's a lot of different facets to drip. There's the animal farm, there's all sorts of things, right? I'm talking about specifically the faucet. Number one in our list here, 2 years in running, okay, an amazing track record, okay. None of these platforms that I'm showing you here have been running for 2 years. So just by that, Drip has to, be put on a pedestal, I think, because, it's been running for 2 years, right? And again, it's been a cornerstone of our portfolio for the last 2 years. I'm not even going to tell you how much we've made with the faucet, okay? Because sometimes I tell people what we're making, and then all we get is a side eye or something. But it's been an amazing ride, and it's still running. It's still running. I mean, the faucet is still paying out. It spits out 1% a day of your drip deposit until you hit 365%. We've maxed out several accounts already at 365%. We're managing, double-digit accounts that are maxed out right now. So even now, with the price of drip, I haven't checked today what it was, but even at these prices that it's been, we're still making a very healthy, you know, a very healthy four-figure passive income daily from the faucet. So again, just because it's been out, the longest track record, has a solid dev team. I can go on and on. I have to rank it as number one. And the new UI is right around the corner, and the new UI is going to include the new contract, the D3 contract, the drip drop draw contract, which is just a great way to kind of gamify the whole thing. And it'll do a lot to support the price of drip. It takes out a lot of drip. It takes a lot of drip out of circulation for one, but it'll do a lot. But yeah, drip has been doing its thing. Very, very excited for the new UI. Again, you can check out all of these platforms down below. So again, I have it listed right here. Just because a platform that I'm in hasn't made this list doesn't mean it's a bad platform. I just had 7 spots because, again, like I said before, right off the top of my head, I can think of 2 or 3 that I didn't put here that are solid platforms that are paying. But I only have 7 spots, right? So I can only list 7 things. So there you have it. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of value. People have asked me a million times for, hey, what are your top 3? What are your top 5? What are your top 10? Right, here's my top 7. as I make this video. Now, again, I already mentioned earlier on before, this can change, right? If you're watching this video a week from now, or 2 weeks from now, or a month from now, or 2 months from now, I guarantee you it's changed, right? So again, this is a very fluid space. It's fast moving. Platforms, things happen, right? So again, this is, as I make this video, this is what it is right now. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you got some value from that. I'm just thinking if I missed anything. No, I don't think so. Go ahead and follow me on Telegram. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, do your own research and only put in what you can afford to lose. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.